Hey my lovely Flosstube friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tan, the monogamous cross stitcher, and I'm 2 weeks late. So my original plan was to come back after my 2 weeks back in Scotland, and well, that didn't happen, did it? Because it's obviously 4 weeks now. But I'm back. I have been a very busy bee while I've been away. But before I get into it, I want to say thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining me. I think I was just below 400, and then I hit 400, and I think I'm at 421.20 or something like that now. So thank you very much for joining me. If you do watch and you haven't subscribed, then I would very much appreciate you subscribing so you can see when I next upload my Flosstubes. But if you're an old viewer, well, I say old, if you're a longer time subscriber, thank you very much for coming back and joining me. So I'm looking forward to you spending some time with me today. Thank you for watching. Shall we get into the cross stitch? Right, so since I've been away for 2 weeks with work, I'll get into that later on. For anyone that's interested, could stick around and have a listen if they want to. But for now, cross stitch. So I have been a very busy bee. I fully finished that little blue tip bird. So when you last saw it, this is what it looked like. And now this is what it looks like fully finished. Unfortunately, I can't show you in person because I have already posted it off to my old client and let her daughter know that it's on the way. So hopefully it should get to her very soon, and I really hope she loves it. I can't say I massively enjoyed doing it. If there's one thing I've learned about myself, I do not like working on small projects. I'll get bored very quickly. And I don't like working on projects for other people either. So that was quite hard work. My friend Jess actually told me that what she tends to do is pick, a friend tells her what she likes, she picks a selection, a friend narrows it down, and then she picks that one out of the remaining ones, and then it's a surprise, but then she knows she's going to enjoy stitching on it and a friend's going to like it as well. And I thought, oh, that's a really good idea if ever I'm going to gift anything again in the future, which I very much doubt. It's very much a no situation. So yeah, basically, so that's my lovely little blue tip finish. So I'll wait to hear what my client thinks about that, and I'll let you know. I have also had new starts and finishes. I showed you the January Quaker. I fully finished. I've decided that I'm not actually going to fully finish all of the monthly Quakers going forward at this moment, because I'm very lacking in storage. And because they're about this thick, once they've been fully finished, if you imagine 12 of them together, they're going to take up quite an array of space that I really do not have right now. So the plan is to, now I know how I want to finish them, the plan is to just keep them folded up in a nice little plastic bag, clean and ready for when I do move out into my own place and I can fully finish them. Not looking forward to that day because they took about 6 hours. January took about 6 hours to do. But I'm hoping, because obviously that was my first one and I was sort of like, how can we say, just learning as we go, because I'd never fully finished anything like that before, that I kind of really wanted to just take my time with it, so I don't think it will be as long as 6 hours. But what I could easily do is just basically finish one like once a month or something like that. So, but I do have them here to show you. So the first one I started after January. Excuse me. I've taken everything out of packets and things because when I was looking back on my last Flosstube, I noticed it was quite crinkly and noisy. I didn't want that again today because it annoys me, so I don't want to annoy you. Right then, so Jan started February. This is February Quaker. Now I started this on the 3rd of January and I finished it on the 9th of January. Now, this is what it looked like before. Now, when I was last filmed and I was doing this, I did say how I was enjoying it. I'd only mainly done, as you can see, all the green and the February bit and a couple of the motifs, and I started on the pink. And to be quite honest, this was a slog. I love the finished effect. I think it looks great. I've decided to stick with a sparkly fabric. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I did really enjoy doing this, but I found it a slog. Now, I don't know if it's because of the motifs, because I really enjoyed doing the green motif. I just don't know. I don't know if it was the pink, because I'm not a fan of pink. I don't know. I just found this a real slog, but I'm very happy with it now it's done. So the plan will be to obviously put the velvet back on this and then do the cord, but I'll do like a red, pink and white cord mix because I like to make my own cord. So that's February. So don't get me wrong, I am chuffed to pieces with it. I just don't love it as much as my other ones. Right, so my next start and finish was March. I love this one. I absolutely loved doing this one. It was just everything I loved about it. So I started this one on the, I didn't even write a start date down. I think I did. I started this on the 9th of January and I didn't finish it until the 24th of January. Now, oh, my trusty Amazon envelope. So the reason why I didn't finish this until the end of the month, because these only take about 4 or 5 days for me, is because I ran out of colour. So you know how I told you in the last video that I accidentally ordered English Ivy, even though I had it? Well, it turns out that I needed it after all. So the English Ivy is this darker colour, and I literally finished all of this apart from the darker green in the middle there. And because I ran out of thread while I was at work, I obviously had to wait until I got home to come back and finish it off. So that's why it took me longer, but that is March all done. So very happy with that one. I love the greens in that one. The next one I started was April. That one is still a whip, so I will come back to that in the whips. I'll just show you my latest start and finish. So this was my next start and finish. This is May, and I just love everything about this one. I love the motifs, I love the colours, just love it, absolutely love it. My March was my favourite so far, but I think this is jumped in front. So I started this on the, where are we? On the 31st of Jan, and I finished it on the 6th of Feb. So yeah. So that's all my starts, finishes, fully finishes. I don't actually have any new starts, so we will go on to whips. Right, it is still in the Q snap, because in the Nudge, sorry, because I am taking it with me tomorrow to continue and hopefully finish. I hope. So this one was, it is all folded up, so do excuse that. I will pop a picture here of what it looks like fully complete. And this is how far I've got. So I have actually done the entirety of the pinky coral colour and the green. I'm not sure if you can see the green very well. So basically I could have had this finished before May, but I didn't have the darker green colour. So I kind of had to just do as much as I can and wait, basically. I was going to make an order online. Mine is mixed bag, but she was able to stock a couple of colours that I needed, and I'm going to Wales tomorrow to the Create Nostalgia and Nimble Fimble, so I thought might as well wait till then. I can buy my missing colour then and just carry on with May. So that's what I did. So that's all set up ready to complete this weekend, fingers crossed. So that's April. So that's my first whip. Okay, now, okay, so at one point I had 4 whips on the go, and you all know that stresses me out. I can't have more than, having 2 is a lot. But I think with one being just a little stitch each day, it's not too bad. But I find the problem, now this is a problem I've always had when I was just working on one project completely, which I technically still do. So when I was doing my full coverages and I was working on them completely for, like, you know, up to 18 months, 2 years, and then you finish, you get this feeling. You'll have to let me know if you're the same. Let me know in the comments if you're the same. You get this feeling like, okay, I've finished, I don't know what to do now. Even though you've got your next project lined up, you're kind of a bit, I don't know what to do, you know? So trying to get back into my main project after I'd done all those monthly Quakers in such a short amount of time was really hard for me yesterday. I was really struggling yesterday to get back into it, but I did eventually. But the moral of the story is the Quaker, the plan for the Quakers was to do one once a month. But I was talking to Georgie, Crafty Royal Gamer, and she understands my logic. I don't feel that they are complete finishes because it's part of a set. So because there's 12 of them, I don't feel that that's a finish until I've completed all 12. So doing one a month, my brain is saying, no, you have to keep going until you finish those because you haven't finished them. So that's why I think I've constantly just carried on going. As soon as I finish the next one, I've picked up the next one, finished the next one, picked up the next one. So I have got June ready to go. I have technically put 2 stitches in June. I decided I wasn't going to continue it until after the February retreat, and then I think that's the last of my fabric, so I need to order some more. So I'll have to then wait obviously for the fabric to come, but the fabric was out of stock for ages, but it's back in stock now, so I will be ordering that as soon as possible to carry on with my monthly Quakers. And plus tomorrow as well, I'll be getting all the colours I've currently out of. I think there's 8 of them. So yes, I'll be getting those. So I feel that I'll probably get those finished and done by summer, to be fair. But then my brain will be happy. But anyway, so the next whip I'll show you is my temperature cell. So the last time you saw it, I was only at the beginning of January, because I was just about to head to work, if you remember. So this is how it looks now. And this is how it looked before. So as you can see, I've finished all of January. And I've done the first 6 days of February. I haven't done yesterday's yet, so I'll be doing that later. But yeah, I'm still not 100% keen on the grey fabric. I'm figuring it out. But I am really quite enjoying how this is looking, and it is looking really good. I mean, I've taken pictures of it and it's on my Instagram. I normally put it in my stories and then update it monthly on my grid, but it just doesn't look as good on camera as it does in real life. You can't like pick up like the snowflakes I've made in the bottles and the odd little patterns and things. And I was really quite proud of this heart one, because it's got like a little heart inside with the colder colour. But yeah, so I'm enjoying that. Some days I think, oh, I don't want to do it, I'm not in the mood. But then I realise if I don't do it that day, I'll have 2 bottles to catch up on the next day. And I know for a fact if I fall behind, it will literally be UFO'd. So, unfinished object, in case you're new to cross stitch. So yeah, that's as far as I've got. And to be fair, I'm pretty happy with it. So that's my second whip. Actually I was going to say last but not least, but it is technically my last whip until this weekend. So my modern folk embroidery cell. So the last time you saw this, I wasn't anywhere near this side. It looked like this. So as you can see, since my last Flosstube 4 weeks ago, I've completely finished that side, moved the nerge, completely finished half of this side. I've nearly finished the 3779. I think I need to do just the line down here, and then it's just basically filling all the variegation in, and then I will be moving my nerge down here. I'm tagging into the cell, and I'm sort of doing it with the cell as well, but I'm not doing it as it came out. So it came out in like rows across, but I'm just filling the entire nerge and then moving it down, moving it across. I'll make my own rules up. It's more fun that way. So far I'm really terrible. Quite a lot of people have kept stats of how many stitches I did in January and things, and I haven't. And I haven't so far this month, but I will try and do it from the March the 1st, and then I can keep you updated. So far I am 33.2% complete on this one, and I'm very happy with how it's looking, and the thread is just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. This took ages around the clock. Ages. And you can't even stitch it mindlessly as well, because there's the odd gaps. And little did I know, I made a mistake over this side, and I thought I'm not unpicking all that, and then realised it's symmetrical. But no one's going to know. No one's going to look that closely, are they? So yes, that's my last whip. Yeah. So that's all my whips at the moment. I'm going to be adding to that this weekend. Hello, Bailey. Bailey's come to say hello. Oh dear. So I'm going to be adding to the whips this weekend. I start my new start tomorrow, which is a retreat start, which is ink circles. I did decide absolutely definitely that I am doing Croakworth, which is this one here. At first I didn't quite know how to do it, because the other girls have chose ones where you can split it into 4-ish quarters, but me being different decided that, oh okay, I really like this one though, and none of the others were really jumping out at me, so decided that I would do that one. Now in the middle, I'm not sure if you can see that there's some frogs, and I absolutely love those frogs. And the way I'd originally set it up was I was going to go down the outsides and the girls were going to do one of the 3 middle motifs. But then I thought, but I want to do the frogs. And when we worked out how many stitches was in each of our projects, mine has actually got the smallest amount of stitches. So I'm going to be talking to the girls tomorrow and over the weekend about what we're planning on stitching on each quarter. But I think what I've decided to do is to do the 3 middle motifs, and then they're going to do the outside motifs. I've decided to do the frogs in 782, which is, well, it's sort of like this green in a sense, I think, near this. But then the rest of the motifs down the middle are going to be in this colour. Don't know if you can see that okay. Now this is Twilight. I think it's called Twilight. Yes, Twilight. And this one's from the Stitchy Ferret. So I'm going to do all the middle motifs in this colour, and then the frogs in green. And then I've given the ladies free rein to pick whatever colours they want to on the outside ones. So yeah, I think that would look great. Just to bits with that. So yes, I finally decided. It's when you're picking a project for yourself, it's quite easy to decide what you want to do because you're picking it for yourself. But when you're picking something for someone to work on with you, it's a lot harder to decide, because obviously you don't want to pick anything too big. You don't want to pick anything that's going to take too long, basically. So I ended up picking the smallest pattern. But I like it. And funnily enough, after seeing that one, I found Cxcbytan. So I will definitely be doing Cxcbytan as well. I'll probably stick to the same sort of colour choices that they choose for Cxcbytan, and then put them together as a pair. So yeah, I really do like that one as well. Very nice, very nice. So that's the round robin that is starting. So while we're talking about new starts and whips and things, I'll just have a quick drink. So while we're talking on the new starts and whips and things, I'm going to tell you about another new start that I have coming up. This is quite a new decision. So because I'm heading back to work hopefully next week, I won't see Rich for Valentine's Day. I wouldn't say we really celebrate it as such. It's just an excuse to get presents off each other, you know, and have a nice meal, even though technically it was like a nice takeaway night in, to be fair. And yeah, so I got 3 charts from him for Valentine's Day. I decided, to be fair, he normally has free reign and he normally gets me like a nice charm or something like that. But I says to him, oh, well, I would really love some cross stitch stuff. And I really like these charts. Will you get me these charts? So I sent him 3 charts. And then he said, but you know which charts you're going to get. And I said, okay then. He says, do you have any more to send? And then I can pick and choose. So I went through my Etsy. He picked 3 charts, had them forwarded over to me, and he got me, hold on a second, just refer back to my notes so I can tell you what the actually are. So this is technically my only haul that I have got this time. I don't think I've brought anything really. I brought that thread that I just showed you for my round robin. I think that's it, yeah. So he got me Autumn Pillow from Flossability's store. So this is the lovely Lauren. I did automatically add this to my wish list as soon as I saw it because I love anything autumn. I have literally last night, funnily enough, the absolute perfect fabric to do it on. It's like a rustico. It looks like a canvas, like a dark canvasy type. So I'm going to do it on that, and I'm going to pick up the suggested wheat dye works tomorrow as well, which is cinnamon. Is it cinnamon swirl or just called cinnamon? But I'm going to be picking that up, and then that will be a future start. Probably not yet, but a future start. The second one he picked up was Coffee Cat. I love this because it's me all over. I mean, coffee, cats, and my life is complete. And then obviously cross stitch, you know. So I love this. So this one was from Crazy Bee Patterns on Etsy. And it obviously had to be a brown tabby because my cat is a brown tabby. The only thing I am going to change on this pattern actually is the eyes, because my Oscar's eyes are more of a green rather than a brown or orange. So I'm going to change the eyes to green. That's the only difference. Then the other one he got me, oh, I also found the perfect fabric for that one as well in my stash. So that was good going. And the other one he got me was this one, Quaker Tiles Rainbow by Vivian Powers. Now I saw this, I know at the moment she's doing is it a sale with the Quaker flags, and quite a lot of people are stitching them. Now I love them, but I'm not patriotic enough to stitch the Union Jack and to hang it in my house. So I'm oohing and ahhing from afar, but it's not something I'd stitch, even though it's a Quaker. So I saw this and I love this because it is just basically a Quaker pattern with the rainbow. I love rainbow colours. My like 3 favourite colours are purple, green and blue, but if you put all the colours together in one big rainbow, I love the rainbow. So I've got my threads, which I will be picking up from Rachel tomorrow. talking dog when I see her, so that's exciting. At the moment, I'm struggling to get fabric. I want a really nice grey mottled fabric because white is just boring. I did look at doing it on that sparkly snow fabric, but unfortunately they don't have the size that I need, because for 25, 28 count, it's going to be at least, I need at least, I think it was 33 inches long, something like that. So it's going to be quite a big piece. It's the extended version, so it is pretty huge. And I actually put a picture of these on my stories, and one of my new friends, Amy, actually said, oh, I'd love to do that with you. I was like, okay, cool. So me and Amy, who is Sew, Make and Create on Flosstube and Instagram, is going to do that with me. I think I have another couple of friends that are interested, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So far it's just me and Amy doing that. We are going to start between the 1st of March and the 1st of April. It's not been decided 100% yet, depending when I can get my fabric sorted out. But I have seen a very nice 28, or was it 25 count fabric on Lakeside Needlecraft. Was it a fibre? Is it called Fibre Flux? Fibre Flare. And it's basically, I think that means printed, is it? I haven't ventured into that world yet. So it's basically grey mottled, and I did want a little bit of something extra behind the Quaker motif, so I think I'm going to go for that. So yeah, that was my haul, and including my next new start. So those are the only things I've really got planned so far. So I want to get on and finish June. I will be getting, Rosie's already finished her round robin, so I will be starting mine tomorrow, and then I'll be getting Rosie's to start stitching on. So that'll increase my whip count to like more than 3. But I do, everyone keeps laughing and joking at me, Tan, you need to change your name, you're not the monogamous cross stitcher anymore, you're half monogamous. And I went, well, technically no, I'm not, because technically I will stitch on one whip until it's complete. So I don't pick it up, stitch for a bit, put it down. I pick it up, finish it, pick my next one up, finish it. So technically I am still monogamous. I just don't have one project. I have whips, but I stitch on that whip until it's gone. So that's for you lot who keep telling me to change my name. It's not happening. It's staying as it is. So yeah, basically that's that. So that was my haul. Plans, that's my only plans so far. You already know about my plan in June, but that's a bit away. So, oh, I should tell you, because I have actually decided on my June start. So for the big birthday start for me and my friend, I'm decided that I am definitely going to do the Old Forest embroidery autumn, and that's this one. And I absolutely love this one, and we've given ourselves from June, beginning of June, to the end of October. Now I know if I focus on this completely, I can get that done, no problem at all, no problem at all. So yeah, definitely that one, I think. So that's all the plans. That's definitely all the plans. I don't have any more plans as far as I'm aware yet. Could very well change. Could very well change. So on that note, that's all my whips, starts, finishes, FFOs, plans haul. I do want to mention some Flosstubers that are new to me and I have actually started watching. Flosstubers that I do really enjoy. So I do want to give a shout out to those, and they are Cinematic, Lost Our Needles, Stitchman Darcy. Now I found Darcy when I went back to watch Emma's old Flosstubes and Joe's old Flosstubes, and I thought, oh, I don't mind having Flosstubers recommended to me, so I'll give him a go. And wow, I did not expect that. He is just, I love him. He's just so funny. So I had to give a shout out to him because he's so funny. I also, as you know, I went to a stitchy day at the end of January that I organised with my friend Kate, and that was a success as far as I'm aware. I think everyone enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed myself. It was a bit stressful in the morning. We had to set in the early afternoon. We had to set up when we were told that we didn't have to set up, so that was a little bit irritating. But we did have a lovely afternoon, and I met a lady there, Kat, and funnily enough, when I was on the home page of my YouTube and there was Flosstubers being recommended to me, I recognised one of these ladies and I was like, I met her at the weekend. I know her. It turns out she's got a Flosstube as well. So that's Katkin and Lily. So I've started watching back some of hers. She does tips and tutorials as well. Jen's Fibre Web, she is quite new to Flosstube. I think she's just released her 4th, so I do need to go and watch that. Blushing Pink Stitches, Lindsay. I mentioned my friend Amy already, So Make and Create. She's just released her very first Flosstube, so I'm eagerly awaiting the second. Hooking and Stitching, Shari Moss, and Xstitching and Adventures. So those are the Flosstubers I have been watching alongside my usual Flosstubers. It is taking over my life. So I never used to watch Flosstube. Quite a few of my older friends now comment that I used to just subscribe to support them, and now I'm an avid Flosstube watcher. Can you believe it? So yeah, Flosstube's taken over my life, and so this was my first year of seeing all the whip parades. So seeing these whip parades, like, you know, were an hour and a half long, and I really quite enjoyed seeing what people were working on and all that sort of thing. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of whips. That is a lot of whips. But at the end of the day, all of us are so different. All of us enjoy different things, and having so many amounts of whips and whatnot. So as long as we're enjoying ourselves, there's no problem, is there? Bailey is shaking the cameraman. So he's sitting by my camera deciding to have a bath. So if the camera's wobbling, that's the reason why. Shaking the camera. So yeah, I've really quite enjoyed watching Flosstube. So I thought I'd give those shout outs to those ladies and gent. Definitely check them out. I think that's it as far as stitching goes. If you want to stick around to hear a little bit about my life update, then you feel free, and I will tell you about a little bit of book and TV but I don't think there's a massive amount really. So yeah. Okay, well, if you're leaving me now, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do so. Like and definitely comment, because I love reading the comments and I do always get back to you. Yeah, if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It's I'm chuffed to bits that you want to come and spend your time listening to me waffle on about random stuff and going off completely off track and whatnot, but I think I'm getting a bit better about staying on track. But yeah, so yes, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, if you're still here, thank you for sticking around. Basically I went to work in Scotland for 2 weeks again. It was okay. It wasn't as good as last time. Noticed my client was very different. Got in touch with the daughter because I was a little bit concerned. She was worried that the thing she was doing was pre-stroke because she was doing it last time, so she's worried it might be a reoccurrence. So she's going to get her checked and things at the doctor's. I did actually text the daughter yesterday to ask how she's doing, but I haven't heard anything back yet, so we shall see. I'm not actually due back there until the 29th of April, so hopefully whatever's going on is sorted out by then, fingers crossed. So yeah, and then we got attacked by many storms, and I thought I was going to be stranded in Inverness. I was meant to leave on the Monday, saw that all of my trains were cancelled and thought, oh God, how am I going to get out of here? So mouth's very dry. So I basically looked on the coaches. I looked everywhere. There was no way. The funny thing is though, is all of the trains from Inverness to the major cities in Scotland were cancelled, but all of the trains from Glasgow, Dundee, Aberdeen, Edinburgh was no problem. You could get trains out of there, but you couldn't get trains out of Inverness. But the storm wasn't that bad in Inverness. This is what I don't understand, because we didn't, it was windy, yeah, we had some rain, but it wasn't as bad as how badly affected some places were in England. England was, in some areas, were really affected, flooding and power lines and trees falling and all sorts, but nothing like that was reported in Inverness, so I don't actually know what the problem was. But anyway, I managed to get a coach to Edinburgh, which took me 4 hours. I don't know how long it normally is on the train. I don't think it's very long, but it took me 4 hours to get to Edinburgh, but I was just thankful to get there. Because I had plans, you see, to see my friend Shelley in Newcastle, and I was going to stay with her for a couple of nights. So I was gutted because we'd made plans months in advance, since I think December, and then I couldn't get there. So managed to get to Edinburgh, got on the train to Newcastle, got to Shelley's an hour later than planned, so that's not too bad, because I didn't think I'd be getting there until the next day early morning or the early hours of the morning. I had no clue when I would get there, so I was quite thankful to get there. We had a lovely couple of days. We had a lovely night stitching, and then we had a lovely day stitching, and she's got the most amazing animals. She has got a zoo. She has got literally a zoo. She's got 2 Labradoodles, massive. I've never actually been approached by a dog that big before. Wow. They were so lovely though. And then she's got 4 cats. She's got a kitten, Jess, little monkey, as we all know, little kittens, little buggers. And then 3 other cats. One I didn't see at all because she's very shy. When I saw her, and then she got the big eyes and sort of like ran away. Come on then, hello. So she sort of ran away. And then she got a lovely cat, Thomas, Siamese. He was very much my friend. And then Ginny, Persian. She's a pretty little thing. As pretty as you. This is Bailey. I think you remember him from other videos when I filmed downstairs. So yeah, it was a really lovely couple of days. Hello. Yes, I know. You're sweet, aren't you? So it was a really lovely day and a bit. I managed to get home the next day, no problem. And then I ended up at my friend Jess's for the weekend. So we had a really lovely Friday night, and then it was the stitchy day. So we had a really lovely stitchy day, and then I was at Jess's until Sunday tea time. So we had a really lovely stitchy weekend. And then I was finally back home for some time at home. I spent some time with Rich, which was nice. We had our Valentine's weekend. I brought him 2 books. He got me my patterns. Hello, baby. And I think that was it really. And then obviously tomorrow we've got the weekend in Wales, where I'm going to meet 9 other friends. We're going to go to the shops and we're going to stitch and shop. So that'll be fun. And then back to work next week. I've no idea where I'm going yet. I'm waiting on a few jobs to find out. Could be in Cornwall, could be in Shropshire, Market Drayton. I've no idea where I'm going yet. So we shall see. The beauty of being self-employed, unfortunately, isn't it, Bailey? Eh? Yeah. So, are you cold? He's very cold. Every time I'm down here, he's constantly on me. His new trick is to go underneath my hoodie and keep warm underneath there, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, that's basically my plans. Well, what I've been up to and my plans coming up. What else is happening? I think that's everything so far. I've got nothing really planned in March, and then I've got 2 retreats in April, so that's exciting. One weekend after the other, so that's fun. But yeah, I think that's it so far. Okay, books, TV and movies. I haven't actually read that many books again. I've been completely slacking in terms of reading. It was quite funny because one of my friends on Instagram, Stitchosaurus, she says to me, she says, why don't you start with something quite light and easy reading? And I was like, yeah, I think I've got a few of those on my Kindle. So I chose a short story which is horror based on a living carer. Not a good idea when you're a living carer, really, is it, to read a horror about it? But anyway, so the books I've read my December book club pick, which was called The Pact. That was a really good book. It was basically about 5 friends. Something happened. There was an accident, and then they decide, one of the girls takes the blame, says, oh, I'll take the blame so you can all live your life. and then she's released from prison, and then things start going horribly wrong. Quite a lot of the book club girls didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it actually. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The ending wasn't what I expected, but I wouldn't say it was that bad that I would write off the entire book. I enjoyed it. It was good enough for me, so that was good. The only book I've read in January, well, I will say January, was that the January pick? It must have been. Yeah, I think that was the January pick, not the December pick. The only book I've read in February, which I finished yesterday, it took me a couple of days, was the one I was just talking about. It was called The Vessel by Adam Neville. This lady who's a struggling single parent with an abusive ex on restraining order takes a job looking after an elderly lady in her home. She doesn't live there as such, but she does the day shifts and she does the waking nights, and a lot of strange things start happening, and it's really good actually. If you want an insight into what it's like to be a carer, then definitely read the first couple of hours of that book, because it is very much, it tells the story of what it's like. It is very much like that. There is some lovely old people out there, but 99% of the time they are not very nice people, and they can really be quite nasty. So yeah, so if you want to know what my life is like, read 2 hours of that book. After 2 hours it gets a little bit more horror based, and that's not what they do, but definitely have a look into that. The ending I was a bit confused by. I've got a video chat with my partner tonight, so I'm going to ask him, because he read it, he finished it on Sunday, so I'm going to ask him, can you explain the ending to me, because I'm a little bit confused about basically what the hell was going on. So yeah, oh dear bae. So yeah, that was the only book I've read. I finished The Mentalist, which I absolutely loved. Ended really nicely, and I started watching Dexter. I'm on just started season 5 actually, and really enjoying it so far. If any of you don't know, it's about, he's a blood analyst. He works for the police department, analyses blood. He can go to a crime scene and tell them how tall the person was, and you know, from the blood splatter and all that sort of stuff, which is quite clever actually. But in secret he's a serial killer. So he kills people, but he only kills bad people. So obviously people that aren't good, he kills them. But I really enjoyed that as well, really enjoying that as well. I did also start watching the other night Domino Day, which is about witches. Turns out that she's some sort of rare witch, and they're trying to help her figure out some things. I've only watched 2 episodes, so I don't really know a massive amount about it. And I think that's basically everything I've watched. Me and Rich have started watching the Conjuring films again. Just because we like to watch a film on a Friday night. And I think that's everything really. Not a lot massive. I do want to try and read more books this month, so fingers crossed I do. But that's it, yeah, that's everything. So sorry it's taken me 4 weeks to come back. The time just literally, it's just flying by. I can't believe we're already on, what is it? It's my watch. No, my watch has died. We're already on the 8th of February. I can't believe we're on the 8th of February already. I mean, people were saying January was a long month. I felt it fly by. I didn't feel it went slow at all. It flew by for me. So, yeah. So I think that's everything. Thank you very much for coming to spend your time with me. I do really appreciate it. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I would very much appreciate it. It does help my channel. And I do love seeing those subscriber numbers going higher and higher. It really does fill my day with joy when I say, oh, you've got a new subscriber and oh, you've got a new comment. So definitely comment. I will always comment back. And I'll link everything in the description below, the patterns, the Flosstubers, etc. So if you want to check them out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.